In the following gameplay demonstration, we will show the setup phase and a single match of the 12 in a full 4-player championship. So we're going to start by showing you the table setup. First step is to do the player stacks. Player cards are green on the back, and we're going to do 4 stacks. Stack number 1 is the wood players. Let's put it there. Stack number 2, the bronze players. Stack number 3, the silver players. And stack number 4, the gold players. You should shuffle all the stacks before you start the game naturally. So the following step will be the action cards. We're going to make a stack of the action cards. They're red at the back. Alright, so that's the action cards. Let's make a stack next to the players. Step number 3, a stack of the manager cards. Manager cards are gray at the back. Let's put it to the side there. And following that, the tactics. We're going to make 2 identical stacks. Tactical cards are yellow on the back. And each stack will have the 4 tactics. Possession, direct, aggressive, and defensive. And we're going to put those 2 stacks on the field. 1 for each team on each match. The next step will be the dice. We're going to align our defense dice, followed by the attack dice, and the genius dice and the tactical die. The next step will be to make a stack of the money. Let's put all the money in a stack to one side. And once that's done, let's put the markers on the field. So defense and offense markers, the goals, and markers for each team. That's pretty much the table setup. Following that, we'll start the championship. So for the championship, we have a card that that shows the typical 4-team championship fixtures, and at the back it shows some bullet points for the game sequence as a reference, but we're going to use the app, which is much easier. So when you open your app, you start by choosing New Championship, and yes, we want to start it. You can type in the names for the 4 teams on the championship, and after that we can click go and say that everyone is ready to start the championship. This will show you the fixtures for the championship. On the left we're going to see the teams that play at home, and to the right we're going to see the teams that play away for each of the matches. Also, if you press the table, you can see the championship standings at any time. So let's go back to the fixtures. And we're going to hand the managers cards for each player. 2 manager cards per player. So, and once that's done, we can set aside that stack. We won't be using it anymore. So this is my hand for the managers. I got the special one and the master tactician. This is really up to each player to choose what manager he likes. There's no manager with a clear advantage over another. I particularly like the special one, which gives me the chance to re-roll the dice once per match. So I'm going to select the special one for this one. I'm going to discard the Master Tactician. So Rafael selected the manager for Joga Bonito. He has a bonus of +3 to his attack level when playing in possession, and a +1 bonus for his attack when playing on any of the other tactics. Once the managers are selected, we're going to hand the players to each manager. So each team gets to draft his initial team from a hand with 1 gold player, 2 silver players, and 3 bronze players. So now that we have our players to select our team from, there's one thing that we have to keep in mind. My manager has a budget of 15 million to draft players for his team. So I'm going to need to select my team, making sure that I don't spend more than that budget when buying the players. There are multiple options that we can go for. In my case, I think I'll want this genius attacker on my team, which pretty much guarantees at least 1 goal per match, statistically anyway. So I'm going to spend 9 million on my attacking, on my attack player, and I think I'll need a midfielder. This one would be too expensive for me, so I'm going to select Klein, which has good defense and tactical values. So that puts me at 14 million, which means I only have 1 more to spend. I could keep that 1 million and get a wood player to fill in, but I think I can have a strong team when playing the aggressive style if I buy this defense player. So this is going to be my team, and I'm going to discard the remaining players. At this point, Rafael has already chosen his team as well. So he's going to discard the other players. The following step will be to hand each manager some extra money that they can use throughout the first half of the championship. At the end of the first half, we get an additional 3 million. So at this stage, it's 5 million per team, plus any money that was not spent when buying players. So any leftover money from the budget. So in my case, I don't have any leftover money. I spent the 15 million I had on for my budget. So I get 5 million. So that's the money I have. Rafael?
5 plus 1 million.
Right, so Rafael only spent 14 million when building his team, drafting the players. So he gets the 5 million for this stage, plus 1 that he didn't spend from his budget. So once we have the money, we are going to hand the action cards. Each team gets 5 action cards, which they'll have to manage for the first half of the championship. after that first half, they get an additional 5 action cards. So let's see what I got. I have quite a good hand here actually. So I have a card that gives me a bonus for the tactical score. This is an evolution card. I have a corruption card that allows me to re-roll the dice twice in a match. A strategy card with a bonus for the aggressive tactic. And another strategy card which allows me to put a penalty on the opposing team attack if the tactic imposed on that game is aggressive or possession. This anti-football card gives me the ability to boost my defense while losing the same amount on my offense. So let's see how the first game goes. So the first step is to select a tactic. So let's get our tactical cards and look at our teams and see what is the best option for the game. Now, being the first game of the championship, I haven't observed the other teams yet, so I don't know if Rafael's team is worst at any of the tactics. So I'm just going to focus on my team. I think I'm going to start with a strong defense, and I'm going to trust that my genius will score a goal. So the sum of my defense values for the aggressive tactic will be about 9, and that will allow me to have about a 7 for offense. So I think I'm going to pick the aggressive style. So let's see if I can impose that tactic for the game. I'm going to put that tactic face down. And here we can put our team on the field, face down. Once both tactics have been chosen and the teams are on the field, we can reveal the teams. This should only be done after both players have set their tactics, so that doesn't influence their choice. And once the teams have been revealed, we're going to roll for the tactical score. So first step at the beginning of the match is to roll for the tactical score. Before we do that, I'm going to pay 1 million to pay this action card, which is going to give me a +2 bonus on my tactical score. So let's put that in effect. And each player gets a genius die, and I'll take the tactical die and roll both for the tactical score. Right, so I rolled a 4, which I'm going to add to my card modifier. That's a 6, +1 from my defense player, so that's 7, +3, so that's 10, +1, 11. Rafael will roll next. So Rafael rolled a 3.
3, 7, 8, 9.
So Rafael rolled a 9. That means I win and impose my tactic for the first half. I've chosen the aggressive tactic. So I think, right, let's see what we have for our levels first. Now, each player is going to contribute with a value for that particular tactic on defense and offense. This one will add 5 to defense and 1 to offense. Let's see what my total is for the team. So defense, that's 5 plus 3, 8 plus 1, 9. For offense, that's 1 plus 1, 2 plus 5, that's 7. And let's see what Rafael gets.
Okay, I have 3, 7, 8 for defense, and 2, 4, 8 plus my modifier, 9.
Right, so with the manager's modifier, Rafael gets a total of 9 for his offense level and an 8 for defense. But I think I can improve my offense and put a penalty on Rafael's offense with the 2 tactical strategy cards that I have. They're restricted to certain tactics, but I can use them for the aggressive tactic. So I'll play a +2 on my offense and the -2 on Rafael's offense. So I'll jump from 7 to 9 and Rafael will drop from 9 to 7. That means I get the blue dice for offense and defense. So that's the defense and offense. And Rafael will get the green dice, both for offense and defense as well. And that's it, we're ready to start the match. Because I'm playing at home, my first roll will be attacking. So I'll get my genius die and the attack die, and I'll roll while Rafael rolls for the defense. So that's a 3, and Rafael also gets a 3. I think this is a perfect time to use the special one's ability, and I'm going to re-roll my dice, and see if I can do better and score a goal. So I get a 4 with my reroll. That means it's a goal, and that's 1-0 for me. Let's keep at a fast pace for our match. I'll defend next, and Rafael attacks. So that's a 5 against 2 on offense, no goal. I'll defend again. It's a 6. Rafael rolls a 5. Close, but still no goal. And I'll attack next. Oh. Rolled a 3. No goal. One more attack. That's a 3 against the 2 from Rafael's defense. That's another goal.
Okay.
Wait, it seems like Rafael is going to play a card.
I'll pay 2.
So...
And the goal is disallowed.
So Rafael plays a corruption card and disallows my goal. Right, so we'll stay at 1-0. And I'll defend next. Rafael attacks now. So I rolled a 3 for defense and Rafael rolled a 4, which means it would be a goal. However, I think I want to keep the game on my side before we go to halftime. So I'm going to try and play a card with 2 million, which will allow me to ask Rafael to re-roll twice. Let's see what he gets. So on a first roll, he got a 2, that means no goal.
Okay.
Right, so we go into halftime 1-0. If we had other players on our teams, we could do a substitution at this time, replacing one of them. Since we don't, we're just going straight to the tactical score again. I'll roll for mine. That's a 5 plus a 2 from my modifier card, the bonus. So that's 7, 8, 11, 12. Let's see what Rafael gets.
4, 8, 9, 10.
Right, so I win again the tactical roll. That means the aggressive tactic stands for the second half. So let's start the second half, and I'll defend first. Rafael attacks. Right, so I rolled a 1. Rafael rolled a 3. That means, well, I still have 1 throw from this card. And I'll attempt to re-roll my own dice. That means that's a 5. No goal.
But
Wait, Rafael is going to do something.
I'm going to play the whistleblower and pay 1.
Right, so Rafael plays the whistleblower card with the 1 million, and that means it basically removes the effect of my corruption card, which I'll have to throw aside, and that means it's a goal. So we are tied at 1. And let's continue the match. So I'll attack next. Right, so I rolled a 4 and Rafael rolled a 2. That's the goal straight away. But even if I had a lower value than Rafael, I rolled the genius face on my genius dice, and I have a genius player. So that would have been an automatic goal anyway. Now that brings us to 2-1. I'm winning by 2-1. Let's continue the match. I'll attack again. Rafael defends. Right, defense is higher than offense, no goal. I'll have to defend next. That's same defense as offense, no goal. I roll a 6, that's no goal either. Looks like I'm going to win this one. I'll have one final attack. I rolled a 5 against the defensive 5, so that's no goal as well. And that's the end of the match. Right, so after that we can check the standings, and the winning team gets 3 points, losing team gets 0. And if we had tied, that would have been 1 point for each team. After that, it's just the following match between the other 2 teams, while me and Rafael observe their game and prepare our teams to play them next.